Hey guy, today I am going to explain new Korean drama whose title is going to be Serendipity Embrace Episode 1. In the beginning we see the main hero. His name is Hyun. He was earlier in America but now he has come back to Korea with Mi-hun's uncle. His name is Idiot. He is saying, okay, you are really going to stay here, you can feel angst here. Baek is a landlord. You say no problem, I can stay here later. Baek came inside the house and asked his wife if you will be able to handle the Rome case in a day. I think he has a lot of work for you. You have come back after years, you should know about here and meet your friends. But here Young says that I don't have any friends. Bae says that I will cook for you. We will go out later. But Bae refuses and says that I have already planned. Bae says that you said that you don't have any friends, then where are you going? But Young is also looking at his phone. He is saying to his wife that, is this a girl? In the next scene, we see the main heroine whose name is Hoju. She is talking to her friend Haji. Haji is saying to his wife that, you have come after getting ready. Hoju says, you don't worry, I am looking very beautiful. Yes. Hoju comes here with the car behind. Young later comes to the cafe and is waiting for someone. Then we see that Hoju is here. She comes around first and sees the people here and then sees Na. She comes near her and says that my name is Hoju. Hi Ji, I have sent you here for a blind date, right? Now Banju sits here and he is looking at her and is doing a scene of his school time where we see Ju who is giving her a love letter. In the present, who is saying to her that you are Ju. Hoju says that what? Then we see Miho coming who takes the name of Hoyo. Hoju later sees a man behind her and later says that I am sorry, I have come to the wrong place, and later she leaves and the man nearby comes and sits near her. Mio also talks to Hoong and says, do you recognize me? We met at the same time as Joseph. We greeted each other and had lunch together. But she doesn't remember. She says later that it's all in the past. We know each other. But here she is looking at Ju who was sitting in front of her. Mio also looks at Ju and asks him if he knows her. He says yes, she is my classmate. She later asks him if he had dated. She has a soulmate. You recognized her at that time. She says you haven't changed at all. Moo says you have changed. She couldn't recognize you. Young then sees that Young is leaving. She comes out after some time. Here. But Hoju is not there, but Hoju is going in a car. And she is also seeing this. Here Hoju is with a man whose name is Kyuta, who was with Ju in the cafe before. Ju tells him, we should go to eat, but he refuses and says that AG has forbidden him to do this. I can't do this. The next minute Yo also comes out of the cafe and asks Hyung to let us go to a bar at night. There is a good bar near my house. But he offers his and says that you have brought your car, but Yo refuses and he also sits in his car later, but Yo is also coming with him. But Yo had said that here I am new to the school now, I don't know the roads. Later I went to the next Yoon while driving and talking to his friend whose name is Joseph O, who is a friend of his and a client also. Joseph is also telling Apri that why did you not talk to Mayo, she is very nice and beautiful and now she also works in the States. I am not talking to you as a client, I am talking to you as a friend. You should meet your friends, but you say that I can't do that. I have come here to work. Later I hang up the phone. Then you see that nearby there is Ranju who is waiting for the bus and tying her hair. Young school time girl. The scene is captured where Hoju is doing the same thing at that time. Young also watches his last scene. Sangil was sitting nearby and he is telling him that the girl is talking to him. He was very happy and Paranju is giving a love letter to Paranju. In the present, Young is looking at Paranju. But then Unju's bus arrives and she is leaving. Young is chasing the bus, but later he says that maybe I have chosen the wrong route, but he sees that Unju is nearby who is eating something. Later, Young also comes near her and she sees her. The man was saying which food you should eat and he is saying that whatever she is eating, I will also eat the same food later. Paranju is saying to Paranju to give me that food later. Young does this. Later he says that Give me the napkin too. Later he does the same. Young calls her name and says, she doesn't recognize me. She says that she told me that you are this. Young says, why did you pretend to go here? Hojo says I shouldn't do this. Young was saying we are meeting after a year. Josu says you were in America, so what are you doing here? He was saying I have some work here, so I came here. Hojo says did you meet any friend? But he refuses and says that I met you first. Hojo later says okay, give me your number, though I know some friends. But Haji has his contacts. He gives them to you. Hojo says what about you? Hojo says what about you? Hojo says she is drinking something and puts a stamp on Young's jacket and later says please forgive me for this. You said such a thing that she gets a little annoyed. Later, Ju also gives money to the man, but then she sees that her bus has arrived. Hojo tells her Hong to take the remaining money and get her jacket. Later, Hojo goes to the bus. After some time, Yo sees that she has arrived. My car was parked in the middle of the road and they were taking my car away. Next in this, Young is at his home. He is looking at the change coin. Along with that, he looks at the back of his car. Young is also waiting for a Ju's call and a lot of time had passed. Later he says that I am not happy to see you. He says that I don't know what had happened a year ago. Now I see the scene of a year ago. Here Young is in the bus and he was shot on his leg. Later Young's school had arrived and he is going. But the driver is saying that your friend is left behind. Bring her. But here he says that I don't know her. Pick her up. Unju is behind. Young comes to Paranju. He looks at this and later Unju wakes up. When he is taking his bag, Young is telling him that he should not get down in the gate. Then both of them are walking. Only then Unju sees that if he is a teacher and he was scolding the children. Because the children were late when Unju comes to. She helps him and later they come to the teacher. The teacher's name is Bok Nam, who is the vice principal of their school, pub. Bok Nam is also the principal of Bok Nam. He asks Ju what is all this, you are late. But Ju says that I was helping him, he is not able to walk. But Young says that I don't know him, but Ju says that you are talking, we are friends. I says then tell me my name, who am I? But he doesn't know. I say that I have a pen in my hand, so leave my hand. Bokna sends Young inside, but the hose is on it and Bokna is dropping stuff from his back. Next, he is in the class and there are other children with him. But Yo is teaching them here. But he takes the book from the bag but here. But Yo, which is later on in a scene. We also see that Yo had put the book in Yo's bag so that the teacher cannot take it. Now, you see the book which is about love and it was written by a man named, who is a writer. In the book there is a line written here, that the first day is very special. Because one gets to speak only once in life. Later he tells Hoyo and asks him to solve a question. To Young. Later he is telling the teacher, that you should become like Yo, then Yo can go out. He looks and Hoju was sitting here. Here Hoju has a book in her hand, there is a letter. And she is running away with it but. Just then Hojo also sees it and says, that this is Young. She smiles at him. She smiles at him. Young also does the same. I see Young later who is also looking at the coin and the phone. 𝗵𝗄𝗄 looks at Monju who is talking like Haji here. She says is it true that he was really young? Mangji says yes here and later says. She said that I had seen him in the cafe and also I had seen him on the road. Haji says that she likes him and how does he look? She says that he has become even more handsome now. Ji is very happy. Ji says, are you so happy? Ji, I miss him. She says I am very curious to know him. What he does. Why he is married and why in Korea. Haju says I don't know, I talked to him a little, you should go and ask him. But Haji says I can't do that. Because he is my first love now. We see the school time scene here. Here we see Hanju with the IG. Haji has a daughter named Bok. who is the vice principal of the school. Hanju also says to Hanju that, "Don't come without my knowledge because she is doubting herself like you." "Am I really a teacher?" Ju says. "Is doubting herself like you. Am I really a teacher?" Ju says. "That 𝗂𝗏 has come into my life. You keep teasing me too and you are not with me. School is no fun anymore, I just keep sleeping." Later she says, "I want to tell you something. I don't feel hungry anymore. I don't know what has happened to me. I like someone and he is the most handsome boy." Hojo says, "Who is he?" Haji says he is Young, but Hoji doesn't know who he is, but later Haji looks at Young. Later she looks at him and says that it is not good. "I helped him but he did not help me. When I was beating him, he had an attack on him, but Hoji was looking at him and says that will I be able to confess my feet to him?" Later she says that it is okay. Later she puts a mask on his forehead. At night. But at night, she applies it and says that I can peel it and you will date him anyway. Seju later writes a love letter and is taking it to IG, but then Young is seeing it. She also sees Young and later tells Haji that, but Haji is not seeing it. In the next scene, both are together and they are waiting for Burani from their class. Eg also tells Parju that she cannot give him this letter and she has to work. But Ju says that she will not do that. "This work is yours, but Arji is here. She says that she will tell you where June lives." Later Hyunju also says that it is okay, we are doing it for our love. After this, Hyunju also leaves. She came near him and gave him the letter and said that this letter was given by Haiji and she likes it. "You should write a reply in it. And you should have my book. You can give me that book later when you return this letter." Next, let's see the present. She tells Hoju her number. "What is it?" "I need his number later." Hoju gives him his number. She tells him that she gave him money to wash his jacket. Maybe he won't complain. Next, let's see who is in his company. The name of the company is Rock Asset and Young works here as a financial planner. All the employees here want to talk about the Rome case. But Jung says that the headquarter will manage the case. Later he leaves, but then Beck comes to him and says, he asks what is all this in the headquarter. From where did he come here? He says that it was already decided. Beck here. He says that you are talking to your mother. But Yog had said that I will not introduce you to my mother yet. Beck. He gets a call and he is about to go somewhere for a meeting and asks Young that. Where is my car? Young says that this happened with the car, it was standing in the middle of the road and he takes it. Beck says, why did you do this at that time? Where were you? And he says that my classmate had come here and I had gone to meet her. Beck also. He had gone to sleep and says that it happens that the girl is your first love. Has she become even more beautiful? That's why he got a call from him. Later he is talking to him. Arai G is speaking from the front. And she says that I am G, we were in school together. Here he says that I. No, IJ says that are you married? Ranju is there near IG. And says that why are you asking this in the beginning? Haiji is also trying to hide this. She says that she also hears the voice of the husband. Haji later says that let's have a welcome party, you must know Sangil. We will meet at his restaurant. He also says that okay and wants to talk later. But the call was already disconnected. Later he says to himself that I will go there and talk to him. Next we will see Young, who is at his home with. In Beck is saying to Apri that you are going out on your first foot. But Young says that it is not like that. I am going to meet my friends. Yes, BAE says that it must be your first love there too. Young says I have to take something to her. BAE says is that love? Young also does not say anything. Next in this we see IG, who has come to the restaurant. She was here. Sangil is also their easy English teacher and she teaches in Obak High School. Hyegi also looks at her feet and says that because of heels her. He got bruised. Sangil says you should not wear heels. API says that you cannot wear heels here anyways. Yi is about to come here but don't do anything stupid. Do it at that time but Sangil comes like this. But first of all later she meets Paji. but she is not able to recognize her AG. On the stage, he says that she has got plastic surgery done on her eyes. Later they sit and talk. Next they see Juju, who is 𝗍𝗲, but then here she sees that there is an event of people's photography. Then her boss messages Uju and says that the party is going to be long, you go to get the director's pass and there is a gift in my office. Bring it and give it to the director. Next in this IG also talks to Ju, and first she tells him what work she does, and later she asks Ju, what do you do? Ju had told her what work I do. IG says that this is a very courageous thing. That you would have recognized me if you had met me. On the road I don't recognize you. I don't know where she is. I try to call her, but Hyun is completely drunk and she can't do it. Next, let's see this Muju who came to the director and gives him a gift, and later she is leaving, but the director said that let's eat together. Anyway, Junju is here. You know him. But here, Hyun says that I don't know him. But then Jun sees her and later comes to her and says that you are doing well, June. This is Praj's first love. Next, let's see this Muju who gets married. First, you are drunk, then Praj G also comes. This is also completely up to fate. First she sees 𝗍𝗲𝗰𝘁𝗂𝗏 and says that nowadays you are everywhere. Later she comes to Raiji and circles him. Then here she talks about her first love. But then Sangil feeds her food which is very spicy. Later on now Juju is drinking water. Hey, Sangil first tells his wife that where do you live, and tells her here itself. That where do I live? Sangil says that it is a very good thing, whoever lives there. You take her there, I will take her. G like this, both of them in a galosh outside. We had come and walked. Hoju is also going. I am drunk and about to fall. Ari. He asks what happened to you. Juju says nothing has happened to me. Have you? No. Know that I'm Juju and I went to Oak High School. Yum says okay anyway. I wanted to see you, we need to settle something. But then Hoju sees something and runs away. Afterwards Hoju later. I come in front of a school and here she says that I am late again because of you. He says how come again? I don't remember anything. Later now Hanju tells me that you are I am shameless. I helped you get down from the bus. I took you to school as if I was scolded. Yam is saying, are you smart? P says yes. Uj laughs. Later she tells API that you should not be like this. He did not laugh like this. He was expressionless and disloyal. THA. Anyway, I am happy to see you back. It was nice. She talks to me. Where did you drink so much alcohol here? She says she doesn't know, and later she asks Hojo, what do you remember that book? The one I put in your bag. Here Hoju dies here. Later this she says there was a line in it that first love is very special because first foot comes once in life frozen. It is like a foot which I need to take care of. Otherwise Pingal will go away. You should not do this. Yam says what will happen if he comes out. Wazu says that Ping will go away. And your first love will end. Will go away. Later you will not remember him like you did before. That is why you will never meet your first love later on, who lives near your home. She had come. First she gives food to the girl and asks her to keep it in the freezer. Later she says bye to her and is leaving, but Young is following her, who then comes up and she starts crying with her. She says, why are you following me? Young says, do you live here? But she comes here and says that. What did you think? Okay, I have entered someone else's house. Later I am here. Tomorrow I am here. He says, why are you saying this? He says you are very funny, and to the other man. He says you had said that we cannot freeze again after melting. But I am melting. Young has started later. Remembers the school time scene where Hojo was sleeping in class and Yani was sleeping. Caught here by herself. I was saying that there was a question that I had never seen before. Before I could study about it or review past questions, the bell rang for the class to begin, and then I was asked, episode in. It's over, so guys, now we will meet in episode 2, which is coming tomorrow. Till then, bye. Subscribe my other channels.